So, email marketing, where do we start? How do you start growing a profitable email list? I'm going to share with you two ways that I personally have grown my email list. The first one is through social media. Now, that is through value based pieces of content, much like the one that you're watching right now, where typically I will lead my audience to a freebie to download in exchange for their email. Now, the second way that I build my email list is through summits or online conferences. So with that, typically it's the same thing. I am leading my audience to a freebie, but it's on a much larger scale because there are multiple creators working together and blasting their email list. So they're sharing pieces of my content and I'm sharing pieces of their content, and we're kind of piggybacking off of each other's audiences, which are related to each other. Now, if you're new here, welcome. If you are tuning back in, thank you so much for continuing to watch my content. Thank you to those of y'all who share this with your teams or with other friends who are also building small businesses. I'm Tanya Johnson. I'm the founder of the Boss Mom Company. And what I do is I help mompreneurs navigate the small business world while achieving that coveted work-life balance. So I am very passionate about the fact that you can raise babies and build businesses simultaneously without tipping the scale on one end or the other. But in order to do that, you do have to work smarter, not harder. And email marketing is probably one of the smartest things that you can add to your small business, whether you do something like run an Etsy shop or you're in a network marketing company, an MLM, direct sales. Anything that you are building from home, especially if you are primarily using social media or a platform like Etsy or Shopify in order to get the word out, an email list is something that you can absolutely implement to cut your work time in half while scaling your profits. Now, as I mentioned, I do use email marketing through social media as well as through summits. If you're interested in summits, I would recommend getting on my email list. As summit opportunities come up, I send an email to my list with an application that you can go apply for whatever summit that you want to be a part of. Now, in order to get on my email list, just go to helpingheartshomeschool.com. You can either click homeschool or you can click business. It doesn't matter. Go to the freebie section, download any one of those freebies, and that automatically will put you on the email list. So that way you're notified when opportunities come up. Now, until you have a decent following on social media, or you can show that you have a reputable blog that is also getting decent traffic, you're probably going to be turned down for a lot of larger summits. But there are small ones that come up that will allow you to kind of get your feet wet while you're building your brand, so to speak. And then speaking of brand, I will say that building a strong brand is key to having your email marketing system work well. So if you're not 100% solidified on who your target audience is and how to speak their language, I would highly recommend popping over to the Boss Mom Branding Bootcamp and enrolling in that today so you can get a head start on your brand while you're building your client list. If you head over to helpingheartshomeschool.com and you click on the business section and then scroll down to the complete guide to creating a personal brand, you can kind of see what is in the branding bootcamp. So there's a video for you to watch that explains not only what you'll learn in the course, but really what the benefits of personal branding are versus just branding for your business. And then we're going to cover how to identify your target audience, discover what kind of content that they actually want to see and want to buy. You're going to learn to speak their language in a way that compels them to pull out their debit card and actually order from you versus just keep scrolling. And then we're going to put together an aesthetic that'll help you stand apart from everyone else in your niche. So maybe you are a homeschool creator, or maybe you're a health and wellness guru. There are hundreds of thousands of people doing the exact same content as you are. How do you stand apart from everybody else in your exact niche? Now, if you're in a network marketing company, this is doubly important because you're selling the same product as everybody else. So how do you stand apart from Sally down the street who's also selling the same goop on a spoon that you're selling to help people get healthy? Now, we're going to help you show up on social media with authority. You're going to become the expert in your field that people go to when they have a question that is in your niche. We will help you lead with value-based content. And then you're going to get a one-on-one coaching session with myself, as well as weekly group coaching and a tailored social media audit to your personal business. If you scroll down, there's a little bit of information on each section. And then also, if you don't have a logo already, that is something that we can partner with you and help you do. That's all included in this course. Like I tell all of my clients, it does not matter how awesome your products are if you are not showing up in a way on social media that is actually attracting your ideal customers who are ready to pull their debit cards out and order from you. And then I have a few testimonials down here that you're welcome to go over and read. And of course, if you're already a student watching this and you'd like to add a success story, you're welcome to do that by clicking this orange button. And then if you're ready to enroll in the course and start on your own success story by giving your business the polish and professionalism that it's been waiting for, you can click the green button here and it'll take you over to the payment screen and show you all the different payment options that are available to you. Now, today we're going to specifically cover how to build an email list 100% from social media. So if you don't have a large following yet, you don't have a blog, that's totally fine. We're going to cover the basics on how to go ahead and jumpstart that email list from the ground up. So if you are brand new to the email marketing world, this is for you. Maybe you're like, Tanya, I'm not new. I've been doing this for a while, but I can't seem to get a lot of email subscribers. This is also for you. So your piece of content, depending on your audience, is going to have to be extremely high quality in order for somebody to give you their email list in exchange for that piece of content. For example, if your target audience is brand new homeschool moms, so let's say you are designing a preschool curriculum, and so obviously brand new homeschool moms are going to be your target. In order to get them to give you their email list, you probably don't have to have a super amazing freebie, because at this point, they're scrambling for anything they can get to start their homeschool journey. On the flip side, if your target audience are seasoned business owners and you are selling a high-level course, you're going to have to put out a pretty amazing freebie in order for them to give you their email. Why? Because there's freebie offers all over the internet. They've been there, done that. They probably have their own freebie funnels. So what makes you special to where they're going to give you their email list? And I'll be honest, I look at this the same way. I don't give my email list for hardly anything. Your piece of content has to be beyond valuable for me to put myself on your email list. And a lot of entrepreneurs think the exact same way. Now, I'm going to share with you the content that I produce weekly in order to build my email list, as well as the social media content that I use as my marketing strategy. So first off, every single week, I put up a blog that has a corresponding video. Now, if you're like, I don't know how to do a blog, I don't have a website, that's totally fine. Make sure that you are showing up 100% when it comes to your video content. And if you don't know how to do that, or maybe you're like, I think I show up strong, I want to double check, or I think I show up strong, but really no one's tuning in, no one's downloading my freebie, go ahead and make sure that you are getting that free live video guide that I have. It translates into live videos, YouTube videos. Basically, it's a format on how to keep your audience engaged with your videos, as well as how to get the most eyes on your video when you first put it out. So personally, I do put out a blog that has a corresponding video. So in other words, the video is the same information as the blog, but I understand some people are visual and auditory. They're going to want to have that video in front of them while they're listening to the information. Other people are going to be textbook learners. They are going to want to read the information and consume it that way. Now, the way that I get people to do both is in my video, I reference things like that live video format that I just told you to drive people to go over to the blog and check that out as well. Now, on the blog, I'll reference things like, hey, if you want to hear more about XYZ, make sure you're checking out the corresponding video, and I'll link the video. So I want to get eyes on both, because I know the more people that can consume the same content in different formats, the more people that are going to be able to walk to that end result. Which for this video, I'm going to be totally honest. I'm going to be transparent because that's what I do, right? I teach you guys the tips and tricks that I use in order to move people from point A to point Z. The end result of this video is to enroll in the Boss Mom Creator course. In that course, I teach you how to set up digital products, how to sell them, how to market them, like point A to Z on having a profitable digital business. Now, profitable could be that you're making a lot of money from it. Profitable could also be that you're gathering a lot of leads from it that's going to turn into money in whatever business you already run. So profitable can mean two different things depending on if you are a business owner or you're not a business owner yet. But I know getting you to consume the video and the blog and the shorts I'm going to talk about in a minute, and the carousels that I'm going to post this week for those of y'all who are following me on social media, all it's doing is reinforcing the fact that yes, you should be in that Boss Mom Creator course. Yes, you could be making a lot more money than you already are. Yes, you could be having leads come to you that you don't have to go hunt for. Yes, again, you should be in that creator course. So again, full transparency, the end goal of this specific piece of content is to get people to enroll in the creator course. Now, that's where you have to sit down when you're putting out a piece of content and say, okay, what is the end goal of this? Is the end goal to just gather more emails? Is the end goal to get more distributors into your network marketing business? Is the end goal to sell XYZ product? What is your end goal with the piece of content that you're putting out? So I put out a blog and a corresponding video every single week. So that means daily, I know I've got to, this day I'm going to edit, this day I'm going to film. Like right now, it is 6 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, and I am in the office and I am filming 2 videos back to back. I have this one that specifically is for my business audience. And then I have a how to get started homeschooling video that is specifically for my homeschool audience. So do I really want to be up filming at 6 o'clock on a Sunday? Not really. But what I love to do is Monday through Saturday, spend all of my time at the pool. And typically I don't like to show up on video where I have wet hair and I, have kids running in the background. I like to show up a little bit more polished than that. Not that there's anything wrong with not showing up with makeup on or your hair done or whatever, but I know for me, it gives me confidence and that comes through on my videos. So I like to have my best foot forward, so to speak, when I show up on videos. Now, in order to have the freedom to Monday through Saturday completely live at the pool, have a drink in my hand 24/7, a non-alcoholic drink, by the way. I don't know why I feel the need to specify that, but I feel like someone's gonna be like, oh, she talks about how she's a former alcoholic and she's back to drinking. No, I am not. But I've always got a drink in my hand. Sometimes it's just water. I love to soak up the sun. I love to play with my daughter. I do work by the pool, but I work on like editing and my blog and stuff that I'm not in front of a camera. So in order to have that freedom, I have to have the discipline to get up on Sundays and get my filming done so I can have the rest of the week doing however I want to do. So that is something that you also want to remind yourself is whatever content you're putting out every week, you need to have set days for filming, for editing, for putting it into a blog, for creating your freebie. And you're allowed to design that however you want to design it. Yes, people think I'm crazy that I'm filming at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. But they also look at me on Monday through Saturday when I'm posting about, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon and we've been at the pool for 5 hours today already. And they look at that with almost envy of like, man, I wish I could do that. You can. I had a homeschool creator tell me, oh, people think, working from home means you can just play at the pool or play at the beach all day. I was like, well, it does if you plan it that way. So that's the point I wanted across in all of my content when I'm speaking directly to you, the mompreneur. If you work smarter, not harder, if you want to spend all day at the pool every day, you absolutely can do that. You get to design how you want your dream work life to look. And I'm just giving you some of the tools to be able to do that on a fast track. So, weekly stuff that I do, blog and video content. The second thing I do is I have a freebie attached to that. So that's going to mean I'm making one freebie per week per piece of content that I put out. Now, I would just start with one piece of content per week as far as the big stuff, which means you're going to have one freebie per week. And then with the freebie, you're going to make sure that you have your landing page and your links and everything set in place. So that means daily, you're going to have all of those tasks broken down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a quick little checklist over here of everything that goes into putting out the blog, the video, the freebie, just so you can kind of get an idea of like, okay, what am I supposed to do daily? Like, how do I break this down? Because that is something that has been very helpful to me, is seeing that checklist and actually being able to make my own. So I'm going to make sure I put a checklist over here on the screen for you. You can screenshot this if you want to. Or you can just write it down on notebook paper, whatever's easier for you. But just to make sure that you're understanding like what goes into putting the blog out, putting the video out, getting that freebie set up, exchanging it for emails. Like what do I need to break it down so I can then break it down further into my daily activities? Now, here is how I go about marketing that piece of content once I have created it, as well as put it out into the internet world. So we'll just use my homeschool schedule for an example. Now, I will tell you the last several weeks, I have not been diligent about this. Most of y'all know my mom has been here for a couple of weeks. I pretty much completely took off work. So you've noticed, like, hey, you're not sticking to your schedule. Also, that's the freedom of working from home like this and having your own business. Should I be sticking to a schedule so my audience knows exactly how I'm showing up? Yes. I guarantee I've lost subscribers because I've not stuck to a schedule the last few weeks. I've missed opportunities with new subscribers, but that's where you get to kind of weigh the pros and cons of, do I stick to a schedule or do I kind of have freedom and flexibility and deliver content when I feel like it? There is a right way if you're wanting to grow quickly, and that is sticking to a schedule. But there's not a wrong way as long as you're delivering value-based content. If you're showing up 100% when you can, that is better than not showing up at all. So I do want to give you that encouragement as well. I know it's hard to stick to a schedule during certain seasons of life, and that's totally fine. So Monday is when I put out my blog and my video. So I upload it on YouTube. I make sure my blog is all set up. It redirects to each other. And then I also send a blast out to my email list, letting them know that there's a new blog out on the website. Now, if you don't have an email list, you would skip that blast, obviously. But if you have an email list, that is a good way to nurture them, is when you put out value-based content, you're making sure they're the first people to see it. So that way they feel valued by you. Instead of only putting it on social media, only putting it out on the website, you're not actually telling your email list about it. One, again, you're kind of taking them for granted. They've already bought into you. So you should be taking that extra little time to make sure that they know about the information you're putting out. But you're also missing out on getting eyes on your content, because it very well could be that, yes, they're on your email list, but maybe they don't follow you on social media. Maybe they don't get on the website very often. Maybe the only time that they hear from you is the email list, and they decide from there if they want to go consume whatever new piece of content that you have. So that's what I do on Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday, I will have either a carousel post or a static post that has something to do with the topic of my Monday blog. And sometimes it'll be a standalone. Sometimes I'll say, hey, for more information on this, go check out the blog. On Thursday, I will repost the freebie as a standalone. So instead of Monday, I post the blog and it happens to have the freebie attached to it somewhere. Thursday, I just post the freebie. And then I have my landing page set up to where as soon as they download the freebie, they're redirected to the blog. So that way, again, you're constantly driving traffic to that one piece of content. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, same thing. I'll either have a standalone piece of content that has to do with the same topic, or I will have a carousel post or a little longer post that redirects back to the blog. And then in addition to that, I have 2 to 3 reels that I'll put out during the week that also redirect back to the blog. So my goal is to get as many eyes on the blog during that 7-day window as possible before I move on to another piece of content. So as part of the freebie that I have for this specific piece of content, you see how I'm walking you through. I'm walking you through a piece of content, pointing you to a download that you're going to exchange your email for. And this is what I do every single major piece of content that I point out, is I get people started into my freebie funnel. And this one happens to be that checklist that I told you about. So I've got a checklist on exactly what you need to do to get your blog, your YouTube video, your content all posted up. It's also going to have that content scheduler, and I already have that as a standalone freebie, but I'm going to put it in here so it's one download. It's going to be very easy for you to download it all in one swipe. And included in that are going to be a few video trainings that are completely free to you on how to batch content, how to set up a social media strategy, how to do a social media audit on yourself, because that's something that is crucial to building an email list, specifically when we're talking about building it from social media. And then also how to market your specific products on social media in a way that you're getting enough traffic to your page that are going to eventually convert into email. And then along with that, to wrap up the freebie, I'm going to have a clock in, clock out template for you to use. Now, if you watched the social media marketing, you know there's a checklist. You do that checklist every day, boom, you're going to build your social media. Here's the problem with email marketing. I can give you a checklist of things I do daily, but if I have a blog and you don't, your checklist is going to look different. If I have a YouTube channel and you don't, your checklist is going to look different. If I put out one piece of content per week and you want to put out two, your checklist is going to look different. So I can give you the overall idea, and I'm going to walk you through exactly how I structure my blog and then how I put it out into the world to maximize the profitability of my email list. But your list is probably going to look a little different than mine. So versus just working from a checklist, I would highly recommend start clocking in and clocking out, just like if you were showing up for a boss. I do this myself. I have a sheet on my computer that is always open, and I'll put, like, so today's the 21st. I'll put 5:21. I'll put 6 a.m. to whatever time I'm done filming. And then my goal at the end of the week is to work a certain amount of hours on productive tasks. So I put the date, I put the clock in, clock out, and the task that I completed during that time. This helps me be accountable to myself. It also helps me be accountable to my husband, who does not hover and doesn't expect me to check in with him. But I know from his side, it can be very frustrating when you're not seeing all the work that your partner is putting into things, because all you see on social media is all the time she's spending at the pool. Again, that's my life, not yours. Your dream might be to, live in a cabin somewhere or to travel in an RV. But it's very easy for our partner to see all the fun that we're having and not necessarily all the work we're putting in behind the scenes, because we don't work traditional business hours. On the flip side, it's very easy to feel like you're working all the time, and then at the end of the week, you have very little to show for it, when in reality, yes, maybe you worked 5 hours that day, but you only got 2 tasks done because you were also trying to watch TV while you were watching. So it's just a very good tool to be accountable and make sure that you're showing up in a way that if you were your boss, you would still hire you. Now, this will help you stay focused. It will also help you be able to communicate to friends and loved ones on why you can't go to dinner that day, or no, I can't have a play date tomorrow because I'm working from start time to end time. So what I like to do is on Sunday, I sit down, I plan my rest of the week out. I set how many hours I'm going to work. I'm going to be intentional with that work. I've got a list of things I need to accomplish, and then I plug those hours in. So I know on Sunday night what hours I'm working each day. So if somebody calls me up on Tuesday morning and says, hey, my kids want to come over on Thursday, can they come over and swim? I can look at my schedule and immediately say, okay, we can rearrange this, or say, hey, sorry, not this week. I've got to work this time to this time and get XYZ project done. So it very much helps me be able to communicate to friends and family when I am struggling to stay caught up on work, but I really want to do all the fun things too. Now, here's what I do when I put out my piece of content. First thing I do is I script it. So I purposely go into my computer and I write out a script for what my content is going to say. I want to make sure I'm showing up with as much value as possible. So I want to make sure I'm not going on rabbit trails and I'm not saying and like 24 times. There's not a lot of dead space. I want to make sure that when my audience trusts me enough to consume my content, they're getting the maximum amount of value possible. Now, I have my script right here for this one. Like, I'm not telling you something that I don't specifically do every single time. So first thing I do is I write out my script. Second thing I do is I do a little bit of market research around that topic to see what a good freebie would be for that specific piece of content. Now, a question I just got asked this week from a client is, how do I decide when the research phase is over and I've decided on my content? You just decide. Give yourself a time limit. Go ahead and do the research. When that time limit's over, boom, pick your project and start working on it. And if, by the way, you're like, I don't know what the heck you're talking about, how do I do market research? Again, that is what the Boss Mom Creator course is for. Let me pull back the curtain and give you a little sneak peek of what's in the Boss Mom Creator course. So first up, as soon as you enroll, you do have the option to upgrade for coaching at a drastic discount. So that is something that you keep as a student of the Boss Mom Creator course. And then the first thing that you'll have is a welcome video. So this is kind of just gives you a little bit of an overview of what is going to be expected in the course. And then as soon as you're done with that, we lead you to do a social media overhaul. This is something that if you have a business already, you may be a network marketer, you may be part of an MLM, you may be doing direct sales, you might have an Etsy shop or a Shopify store, or maybe you're an author and you're watching this because you want to get your books into the hands of more people. This is something that will show you how your social media page can make or break the amount of people that you're reaching. So you'll absolutely want to take this free little social media overhaul, as well as print out the checklist or write it down so you can go through the steps and overhaul your own social media as you're seeing me do it on the screen. Now, step one is we're going to assess your market. So I'm going to walk you through step by step how to see what your ideal client is already buying. So if you're in the hair care industry, then we're going to go through and see what are the top hair care people giving their audience as lead magnets. If you're in health and wellness, same thing. What are all the health and wellness gurus? What are they giving away as lead magnets that's building their email list? So you kind of get the drift. We're going to go through a few different niches and help you pinpoint what your target audience is wanting from you as an expert in your field. And of course, there's a worksheet to go along with every one of these steps. And then you've got a little research section here. This is exactly what I do every time I launch a new lead magnet. And this is how I've been able to build my email list so successfully, because every time I launch a new lead magnet, people are already lined up waiting to give me their email in exchange for the product. And then you have access to the Boss Mom Club right here, where you can ask questions and kind of rub shoulders with other people in the industry as well. Step two is going to be creating your product. Now, we're specifically going to focus on creating lead magnets. However, this step also walks you through how to create your own digital products so you can sell them on the side in addition to creating your lead magnets that you're giving away for free. So if you're wanting an additional stream of income, then we have information in here for you as well. Now, we're going to walk you through how to use Canva and Adobe, as well as how to get inspiration for the product that you want to make. So let's say you've decided you want to make a cookbook. We're going to walk you through how do you design the cookbook. And it's honestly a very, very simple process. And so under the product inspiration, I go through a few different common products that my students have made and show you how to get inspiration for that. And then the lead magnet inspiration, same thing. We just go through a few common lead magnets that my students have made and show you how to get inspiration and how to actually design them. Now, the Create With Me section, I go through and make a couple of products in front of you so you see exactly how I'm putting them together. And then we have a full Canva tutorial so you can see all the bells and whistles that Canva provides. And then step three is going to be growing your bank account. It doesn't matter how awesome your lead magnet is if you don't know how to get it in front of your audience. So that's something that I'm going to show you step by step how to do. We're going to show you how to make your lead magnets into PDFs, either using Canva or Adobe, your choice, how to set up your email campaign, how to create your landing page, how to set up your funnels and your automated emails, sending out an actual email blast, exploring social media marketing. So you may already be part of what we call social marketing, but if you're not building a current email list, then chances are you probably are missing a few key components to social marketing, and that's what we're going to walk through here, as well as reel marketing, because right now Facebook and Instagram are really pushing out those reels. In addition, I've got a training on how to keep your content fresh on social media, so how and what to post to get people to click on your lead magnet and give you their information. And then I've also got a training on creating powerful calls to action, because again, doesn't matter how awesome your freebies and stuff are if you can't lead people to that first point of touch, which is them giving you your email address. And then right here, I've got some information on the Boss Mom Branding Bootcamp. So once you're established with your email list, you may want to take a look at that and really take your social media to the next level so you can start reaching your dream clients instead of attracting those people that may or may not actually benefit your business. Now, if that all sounds good, super easy to get enrolled in this. You're just going to go to helpingheartshomeschool.com. If you're not a homeschooler, don't worry. Helpingheartshomeschool.com is my company, but I work with moms in all walks of life. It doesn't matter if you're a homeschool mom, a public school mom, you're not a mom, but you're running a business. If you're on this page, this is for you. Now, you're just going to come over to the business section. You're going to scroll down to the Make More Sales with Lead Magnets and Freebie Funnels. There's going to be a video that gives you a little bit more information. So maybe you are interested, but you're like, I want a little bit more. This is going to show you exactly how the program is going to help you get leads that are going to convert into dollars into your bank account. And then once you're ready, you can scroll down. You can see exactly what you're going to get inside this course. And then I'm going to show you a little bit how you can make money with this versus just using it as lead magnets. You don't have to, but a lot of our students enroll in this as a way to get more leads, and then they end up growing an additional stream of income as well. And then from there, when you're ready, you're just going to click the Sounds Good button. There's a few of them throughout. You're going to go ahead and enter in your information. It's going to redirect you to the payment screen. And I will tell you, we just put in a payment plan system for you guys. So there are payment plans that start as low as $20. Go ahead and put in your information and then go check out and see which payment plans are available to you. So you just saw a little bit what is inside the course. And then at the beginning, I showed you a little bit what was inside my branding course. What I'm offering for you today, if you want to get both of these courses, you can get $100 off the enrollment fee. So you get lifetime access to both of them. You get 2 one-on-one coaching sessions with me, one for each course. And there's more you can add on to that, but that's what I tell everyone to start with. So if you would like that, there should be a link somewhere on the blog, a big button that says enroll now, and you can get $100 off of both of those courses. So we'll walk you through how to set up your email list, how to set up your automations, how to turn everything into PDFs, how to deliver them to your client, as well as the back end of how to market everything and how to set up your social media in a way that maximizes your email list. So they kind of work hand in hand, and I'm super passionate about teaching both sides of the coin. Now, once I have my script and once I know what I'm making for my freebie, number 3 is I'm going to transfer it to a blog. So I'm going to show you real quick on the screen. You're going to see where I have a script, and then you're going to see my actual blog. It's the same information. It just looks a little bit prettier once I put it onto the blog. So as you can see, this is my rough draft script for the homeschool mission statement video and blog that I just put out. So this is what it looked like in the very beginning stages. And then if I head over to my blog, this is the finished product. So this is all the same information, just in a much more aesthetically pleasing format. I've got the video linked that I did after I put the blog together and printed out the script for the actual video. And then I have all the information nice and neat here. I've got certain things linked that I want people to go and download. I've got my freebie on there. And I just have all the information laid out in a way that is pleasing to people's eye, also easy to follow. And then on the bottom of my blog, I always include all of my freebies as well as a few other products that I have that they may like to check out. Now, usually what I do is I will print the blog out, and that's what I do my video from. Now, today I have my actual rough draft script because I don't have the blog done for this video yet. I've done them a little out of order. But usually I will do the blog, then I will print that off, and that becomes my video script. Now, number 5 is going to be film the video, which is the stage I'm in right now. Number 6 is going to happen as soon as the video's done. I'm going to film 2 to 3 short videos, so a minute or less, reaffirming the same topic and just telling people to go back to the blog and get the full piece of content from there. 7 is I'm creating my freebie. 8 is I'm turning my freebie into a downloadable PDF for my audience. 9 is I'm setting up my landing page. 10, I'm going to link everything to my blog. 11, I'm going to make my cover photo for my video. 12, I'm going to set up my email that's going to be blasted out when the content is actually made live, like the day of. But I like to go ahead and write it all out and schedule it. You can do that inside of your email provider, which is awesome. So it'll send the blast automatically on the day that the content goes live. 13 is I'm going to make my social media post. I'm not going to post that, but again, I'll either schedule it or I'll have it in a draft somewhere so I can easily just boom, boom, click, and it's posted. So that is everything I do up until the point of delivering the content. That can be done weeks in advance if I want, or on weeks like this where I've been a little bit extra busy, I will end up doing this on Monday and Tuesday, and then Thursday the content's going to go out. So 14, I'm just simply going to deliver the content, and then throughout that week, I will make sure that I'm posting the corresponding carousel posts and standing posts and the standalone freebie and the reels and everything that's pointing back to my piece of content. Now, a one-time thing that I do is I set up a welcome email. So that's something that I can actually show you mine right now. Email that I send 48 hours after somebody joins my email list. So typically they'll opt in through a freebie. They'll download the freebie, and then about 48 hours later, they're going to get this welcome email. And all I do is I just kind of tell them a little bit about what we are, who we are. Obviously, my daughter and I are the two that are really involved in the homeschool. So I give them my name, let them know kind of my background with homeschooling, talk about some of the freebies that I have, and I give them a link to where they can go see all the freebies themselves, download anything that they would like. I let them know about the value that I add through my email list and basically what to expect as far as topics that I talk about, blog posts, that kind of stuff. And again, give them a link to go to a page that has all of them categorized so they can look through all of them themselves. Let them know about our free homeschool community, which is the encouragement and support section. And then I just give them a brief overview about a few of the different items that we offer, as well as letting them know that I appreciate the fact that they're there and that they can reach out if they need anything and ask any kind of questions. Very, very simple, but it just kind of lets them know in full transparency what my brand is about, what my family is about, and what they can expect from being on the email list. So that's pretty much it for how to get started with an email list. If you're not sure the different touch points of a freebie funnel, I have a whole training on that as well. I'm going to link it on the blog totally for free for you guys to tune in, as well as a few different videos on how to maximize your social media reach. So if you like this video and you want to see more content like this, go ahead and hit the like button as well as subscribe to this channel. And if you have friends that are in small businesses, or maybe you're a network marketer and you have a team, go ahead and share this with them. When you have a whole team of people working smarter, not harder, your organization is going to blow up. So it really is a win-win situation if you share this with your team and get them on the email marketing train as well. Until next week, this is Tanya Johnson signing off. See you later.